We're back in the Bessemer Hall of History today. We're doing a little bit of a group meeting for us at Adventure Archaeology. About to send Tristan off, but wanted to take just a second to thank these guys. They always give us access to all of their records for maps and all that kind of stuff. That helps us with our research, which is great. They've got some amazing stuff here, but we're going to ask for your help. So this museum is non-profit. They are a non-profit organization. And you see this guys right here? That's because these guys' their roof is leaking, and they have a really special tile roof, and they're trying to keep this building as original as possible. But they have got a $20,000 estimate on repairing their roof. So come visit the Bessemer Hall of History. Remember that they're non-profit, and you can put donations in their boxes, and it'll help this place stay functioning. We're working with these guys right now on getting a bottle display set up. We're going to be donating a good bit of our bottles that we found that we have extras of, so that they can show them to people that have no idea about antique bottles. So y'all be sure to swing by here and check it out. But without further ado, we're going to get into our discussion on how we all got into bottles, and basically a digger interview for each one of the guys that dig with me. All right, so we'll start with Clayton. Clayton, what got you into digging bottles and collecting?
Actually, digging, if you really want to know, I've been doing it most of my life. When I was probably, 4 to 6, I'd spend about every day with my grandparents. And they still don't have trash service. They didn't have trash service back then. So they take their trash and throw it in a burn pile and burn it. And so they've been doing that since they moved into their house in 1957-ish. And I think that's the correct year, give or take a few probably. They had been burning their trash since the 50s, so of course there's bottles in there. And I'd get fun out of going down there and digging the stuff, and I didn't really know much about it at the time, but my dad actually had some at the house too that he had on shelves that people had given him or he'd found, and he explained to me some of them were old and valuable, and there was a couple towns close to us that had them. So I kind of set my mind into just collecting the towns that were near me, and then probably, 3 or 4 years in, I saw they had value and you could sell them or quote unquote feed the hobby, I guess. And it kind of just went statewide, and I know a lot more than I did now in terms of values, rarities, what bottles are out there, at least for Alabama. But that's kind of what got me into it, why I do it, why I did it. So that's a good answer.
Well, there you go, guys. That's Clayton's background of how he got into it. And sorry, ladies, he has his shirt on today. Clayton has built a following of ladies that look forward to him not having a shirt on every week.
That's very true.
So he's got a shirt on. All right, guys, I know you hadn't seen Tristan in a little while. He is back with us today for all of probably 30 minutes. You know him because of him digging with us. It's been a few months since you've seen him in a video. This is not the last video that you'll see him in. When he comes back on leave and different things like that, he'll be digging with us. And whenever he's out in a few years, he's going to dig with us hardcore. So that being said, what got you into digging?
So I grew up on the property where the Brookside Bottling Company was. Didn't know it at the time. As a kid, I'd run through the woods and I'd see these bottles on the ground, and I thought they were cool, so I'd grab them and put them on the shelf. And then found like a big hillside dump, and somebody come over and explained to me what it was, and I started learning the history behind it all. Started finding really cool things, and it just took over from there. I really enjoy it.
Tristan actually lived on a bottle dump,
yes.
Guys. I mean, and
we
that's
found porcelain signs. There's a big stone building still there. Wash plant, big wall. It's awesome.
So for those of you that don't know, the bottling plants at that time, they reused bottles. So when you turned your bottle back in at the end of it, they would take it and wash it and then reuse it, which is pretty cool. And isn't there a rumor of a truck being buried on it?
Yes, there is, and there's pictures of George Davis, the owner of the Pioneer Bottling Company, owned the truck, and I like to think that's the one that is buried up there somewhere. I've heard from so many people, and one day I plan on finding out if it's there or not.
So one day we might all go up to Tristan's place and dig us a truck. How about
Yes,
that?
That would be cool.
But either way, I wanted to take a second to introduce y'all to these two guys, and I guess if y'all want to, we can. Y'all have heard my story. I don't know if y'all want to hear about me again or not.
What got you into it? Your father?
Yeah.
So, what got yourself into digging, Brandon?
All right. Well, you've all probably heard my story because I know I've done a lot of different podcasts and radio programs, so I won't be as elaborate. But you know that my dad's who got me into this probably about 10 or 11 years ago. I grew up seeing bottles on the shelves and all of his metal detecting finds and all that cool stuff. And that being said, I always thought that he was crazy for keeping all of that junk. And I'm kind of like Clayton. I love the history behind the bottles, but initially what got me into it was the value factor of thinking that you're going to find something really valuable and make a ton of money. Then once I started doing the research on the bottles and figuring out the history behind them, that's when my love for the history of the bottles grew. And I think that we can all probably agree on that side of it. That the history is really what keeps you in this hobby.
No doubt.
To be honest with you, these 10, 15-foot holes that we dig rarely pay for themselves for the time that we have in them. So we have to be in love with what we do. But that's what got me into it, and that's what's led to Adventure Archaeology and these guys being a part of it. And we enjoy putting out weekly content for y'all.